So hey Shirley, thank you so much for taking out time. Unfortunately, हमारा slot नहीं हो पा रहा है, but I think the kind of insights you bring onto the table will be very helpful, right? Regardless of whether you'll be there in like on the session live or not. Um,
Thank you so much, Urmit, for having me and for being so persistent in making sure that I'm there in spirit, even if I'm not there at the day of the event. But really, really happy that you feel I'm able to add some value to
no, I
people.
a lot of value. I think you guys have been working a lot on the AI side of things,
Yeah.
so it makes a lot of sense. Um, so just to structure the conversation, right? If we can, I think folks would be happy to understand at a very high level, right? On why should someone adopt AI and specifically to the creative division which would
Hmm.
copywriting, design, video editing, etc. How the world like where is this entire trend or where is this entire thing going structurally in the next 6 months, and how did you guys approach this out in terms of resource mapping, capability mapping, workflow changes, etc.
Thanks, Urmit, for that question. I think that is a very important thing that when we were setting things up, we were also trying to sort of figure out. And I think we did a lot of experimentation and a lot of unsuccessful experimentation to get where we are today, where we are finally in a position where we can say, hey, we know how to do this and we know how to get this done. So I think when we started off here at Atomberg, we did not have a team. We did not have a content team. So when I came in, my job was to set up the content team. And at the time, ChatGPT and OpenAI was blowing up. So this I'm talking a year and a half ago. Us time par we didn't really know where this would land eventually, but we were very clear that we have to continuously evolve, especially because the nature of content and creative fields or teams such as ours is that the world changes every day. Luckily for us, today we are a team of 12 to 13 odd people, different verticals within the content team. And luckily for us, the nature of our work is such that we have to pivot very quickly. So we know that the algos change, we know that the trends change. And if we are not able to pivot in terms of content and strategy, then it's not going to work कि हम a Instagram trend that was viral 2 months ago, we are now going live with it saying, oh no, but this is the strategy that we had planned. So no, it doesn't work like that. Because we have that DNA in us, in terms of being able to pivot, is when we realize that, hey, AI is a very real thing. And for us, we never saw it as a threat. We never looked at it saying, अरे इससे तो job चला जाएगा. We always saw it as, hey, we have an intern that we don't really have to pay too much, and that works for a very, very lean team such as ours. And like I was saying earlier, because we have so many internal verticals within the content team. So we've got copywriters, we've got designers, we've got video editors, we've got our content and influencer marketing people, and we've got our social media strategy person. So it's like five verticals split within the content team. Each of them end up using AI to their advantage. And it's not that it's a one stop solution for everybody. Like the designers and the editors would use some other tool. The social media folks would prefer one over the other. The social media strategist is probably going to use something else. So, from that perspective, when we were setting up, we said, एक काम करते हैं, let's build a custom GPT, which is the Atomberg content model. And my team was like, Shirley, we have lots on our plate. You want to do it? Great. Do it on your own time. I said, okay, cool. I'll take it up. You guys continue working. When I crack this, I'll tell you how to go about it. I think it took me a day to sort of set it up and build it, and then 3 months to train it. Because it's very, very simple to build your own custom GPT. It's not hard at all. I think if there are a lot of millennials in the room, and even if there aren't, just go back to the days where you had to set up a Facebook profile and they would ask you like 20 different questions. Ki, "Acha, what do you like? What do you want it to show you? What kind of content do you want to see?" Just take that, translate it to the custom GPT asking you questions when you're setting up. Are there files that you want us to refer to? What are the rules and guardrails that you want us to follow? Are there any websites that you want us to hyperlink? What kind of information do you want us to access? Do you want us to access information that's available on the internet? Or is our information and intelligence going to be limited to the resources and assets that you are updating and uploading? And I think that is very, very intuitive and very, very simple for us to do. Now, I want people to think of setting up a custom GPT कि चलो अपने profile तो set up कर लिया. It's not that day one पे you have 500 friends on Facebook or you have like 2000 followers on Instagram. It takes work and it takes effort. What you put in is what you get out. So you have to consistently keep testing it and you have to consistently keep asking it and throwing curveballs at it and then correcting it, saying, hey, that's not correct. And when it gives you proper or semi-proper responses, you're like, okay, that is good. I like this. Then sometimes Chat GPT has this tendency of wanting to pander to you. And it's like, oh, I will be a people pleaser and I will impress this person. Kuch bhi bol do isko. So then you have to sort through a lot of those kinds of hallucinations that keep happening from time to time. And please understand that this is a technology at the end of the day. It's better than a lot of the stuff that we have, but it's also learning. And as it learns, it will make mistakes. And you or whoever is setting it up needs to have such clear and keen attention to detail that you are able to spot those mistakes, solve for them so that in future, whoever ends up using it doesn't have to face all of that. Setting it up takes 3 months in terms of training it. Once it's at an acceptable rate of response, that's when you take it out into the world and you start testing it with your team. And that's exactly what we did. So, coming back to your question of how we sort of did things, we just gave it to different verticals and we said, Jo karna hai karo. Ask it questions. Tell me if it's helpful or if it's not. It's not going to be easy from day one. From day one, you'll be like, yaar, isse jaldi to main kar leta. Fair. That is completely fair. Please treat it as an intern. When you hire an intern, you essentially have to spend time training them. They will get things wrong. They will not be perfect. But gradually, you will see a much better and much higher success rate. I think within design, within copy, within influencer marketing strategy, and within social media, we've seen a lot of growth and a lot of improvement in tats by simply leveraging our custom GPT. And I'm not even going and talking about the other tools that we've leveraged till now. But I think starting off point, custom GPT banao, apne hisab se banao, figure out what you want to do, what your rules of the game need to be, and then utilize it. We've built ours for content. I know of my growth team that's built it for data analysis. I know of another team in Atomberg that's built it for some other purpose, inventory tracking, etc., etc. And we've all built it very differently. So I think that's that.
Understood. And if I have to double click, right, when you say it takes 3 months, so say on day one, I provided uh, your brand guidelines or in terms of previous ads, whatever has worked out till now.
Hmm.
What what do you mean by कि इसको optimize करना है? Like how should someone approach it practically? कि यार, what is the right version to work on?
So I think for us, we decide initially we did Chat GPT 4. Then we were like, you know what, this is fine for basic stuff, but we need to switch to O3. So then we went back into the back end, switched to O3. But how we started off practically was first things first, we uploaded our brand guidelines. And funnily enough, उस time पे हमारा new brand world was coming into effect. So we said, okay, this was the old brand guideline. Here is a new brand guideline. You have to ensure that all creative collaterals that you provide are as per the new brand world. So same fonts, focus on the colors. These are the hex codes. This is what I want you to do. Then that's all I'd uploaded in the first month. The kind of responses that I started getting on the basis of just the brand guidelines and the website link and a few other rules were very basic. Then we said यार थोड़ा और डेप्थ में जाना पड़ेगा. फिर वापस we went to the back end, थोड़ा उसको खोला. Now what we did was we started uploading playbooks for each category. So mixer grinders, for fans, for smart locks, for everything. We started uploading data points. We said, okay, these are the best performing ads. These are the metrics. This is what the analytics table looks like. I want you to think of yourself as a content strategist or as a growth hacker with 15 plus years of relevant work experience. And you have delivered and scaled multiple brands, especially in the D2C space, especially in FMCG, which is what we do. Your insight needs to come from a very India context. So we limited its world. And then we said, we don't want you to hallucinate. So this website is your Bible, which is our own website. This is your Bible. But I'm also uploading catalogs for different categories so that you know each product and their details and their specifications in depth. I'm also going to upload a series of creatives hyperlinked into a sheet that I had made saying, if you want, you can take a look at this. It wasn't really able to go through Instagram creatives because needs an account and everything. In that case, we said, okay, these are the types of creatives we did, and we uploaded like a one paragraph on each of the ads that had performed very well. And we said, these are the metrics. I need you to optimize for ROAS or whatever. And उस हिसाब से आप navigate करो ये पूरा space. And after that, that was the day we did a lot of heavy lifting in the back end. 1 घंटा 1.5 घंटा हमने लगाया. That was the day, and today is the day where it has significantly improved to a point that just yesterday I was sitting and we, like I said, we've launched a lot of new categories. So we got water purifiers and we've got cold press juicers. So I said, hey, why don't you sit and create playbooks for me on the basis of the stuff that we've already done?
Hmm.
Because you're a growth hacker, create an entire playbook for perf marketing. Performance marketing ke liye, what kind of creatives should I go for? Give me frameworks, give me mock hooks, scripts. It's given me hook banks. It's given me frameworks. I've got like 10 different frameworks I need to follow.
Hmm.
It's put everything together in terms of, hey, this is a rough script. If you want me to give you camera angles, I'll do that also. If you want to shoot in-house, I will help you do that. And life is so simple because for a team that's very execution heavy, this is the kind of strat that we are able to put together and do. I'm not saying it doesn't need fine tuning. Of course, it's going to need fine tuning, which I'm going to sit and do. But it's giving me a thought starter. And for me, that is a big win because जो चीज मुझे करने में शायद 3 से 5 दिन लगते, it has figured out every single moving part of this entire playbook in 3 minutes. And now adding legs to it is my job. And that's
Okay.
how I reduce stats essentially.
No, very, very interesting. And I think this is commendable as well, right? So what are some of the improvements that you have seen in terms of TAT effectiveness, etc. Just so that folks at our end get to know कि यार इसका impact क्या हुआ है इतने effort डालने के बाद.
Okay. So I think when we started off, there was a little bit of skepticism in the team, right? And they were like, Shirali, kaise hoga? You know, especially the designers. They said, no, no, nothing can replace creativity. This can't happen. I'll come to the tats later. I'm treating this like an
Sure.
Instagram video where I'm going to give you the kahani and then I'll come to the, one-line solution of it. So the kahani is that I told my designers, I said, you don't bother. Okay. You do not deal with AI. I will do it. I will show you. I will lead by example. If I can do it coming from a non-design background, you can do it 10 times better. I sat with them and I just started typing prompts. And I think what I'll do is I'll try to see if I can find that chat and send it to you
Sure.
offline. You can plug that with this conversation. So I sat down, I worked with our custom GPT model, and I said, okay, our mixer grinder, Zenova, it's known for its coarse mode, right? Coarse mode that gives you exactly silbatta like texture and consistency and without the mehnat of using a silbatta. Now, I want very hyper realistic 4K Ultra HD shots, static shots of food with texture in it, with a silbatta in the background and a mortar and pestle on the side. Initially, it gave me something, where there was a silbatta and uske upar the batta was kept vertically. I was like, okay, that's not how it works. Here is an image of what a silbatta looks like, and here is an image of how it is used. I need you to refer to this, recompose my scene, and now give me texture shots because I want idli and dosa. I want chutneys. I want thechas. I want XYZ things. Ensure that you give that to me with this in the background. It gave me a very nice scene. Next prompt was, okay, in this scene, I want you to make it look hyper realistic, like a messy kitchen. So the ingredients that go into these things, please ensure that they're a little scattered, etc., etc. उसने वो कर दिया. फिर मैंने उसको बोला अच्छा अभी एक काम करो, व्हाट आई वांट यू टू डू इज आई वांट टू फोकस ऑन वन कोकोनट चटनी, ओके? नाउ दिस नीड्स टू बी इन अ ब्रास बोल that looks a little dated कि नानी के दादी के जमाने का है. So I needed to have that little finishing and a little roughness. I needed to have intricate carved etching patterns in it. And this brass bowl needs to contain that coconut chutney. In that coconut chutney, I need it to look like there is fresh ghee that has been poured on it so it glistens, and a red chili, fried red chili sticking out of it. And the image that it gave me was so beautiful. It was spot on. And then my job was to add imperfections to it. I said, this looks too perfect. This is too symmetrical. Make it a little realistic because real life is not perfect. And that's the beauty of it. You need to bring back the imperfections into AI generated stuff. I think a lot of us end up missing doing that. You see a symmetrical, beautiful looking bowl. Ajkal, everybody has a very discerning eye. You know it's AI. The game is make it realistic by bringing in the imperfections back. And when we did that, we finally said कि अच्छा इसको थोड़ा सा ऐसा flat दिखाओ ऊपर से, make it drop a little bit on the countertop so that it looks a little messy. And that's when I said, okay, I'm happy with this output. Now I want you to do the same for every single element that you've already utilized. It tried its best. We did this whole back and forth a couple of times. Once I was happy with the output, now here's where the real deal started. People think, yeah, AI ne creative nahi banaya. This doesn't work for me and it's just a hassle. Bhai, custom GPT and AI is not meant to make creatives for you. That's your job. It's meant to support you in getting there faster. It's like taking a fast local. You don't have to get stuck in traffic going from Worli to Kandivali on the road.
Sure.
Just take a fast local. Okay. Get as close as you can to Kandivali and get down. And that's the easiest example I can give. Coming back to what we did
So
at
are
this
you
point.
saying that you can get some of those assets, right? For example, Silbatta wala ho gaya, that in place and then use, say, Canva or whatever Adobe
Ah,
for.
so that's what I was going to tell you. What we did at this point, when we were happy with all of the individual elements, I said, "Abhi isko PNG files में convert करो.
Okay.
Take every single element, convert it into its own PNG file, and give me that."
Okay.
Once it gave me that, I shared this one zip folder with my design team and with my edit team.
Okay.
And my edit team said, I don't think we need the designers for this. What we'll do is we'll create one of those very beautiful videos where you sort of have this mixer grinder. And then you have the individual ingredients going in, motion graphics led. And then we'll circle में इसको ऐसे चला देंगे पूरा. And फिर वो actual dish आके उसको replace कर देगा. It
Okay.
took them 30 minutes to do that. I had an asset ready for social media in 30 minutes. This is a video asset that would have taken half a day
This is
at the very least.
very, very realistic, very contrarian as well, compared to the point of view कि लोगों को लगता है कि उनको पूरा का पूरा क्रिएटिव मिलने वाला है from
मत करो. आपसे better creativity nobody can show. You have your job for a reason. You just need to be smart about it. And I think, and I know this is a bit of a, you know, thing to say, but I personally feel the lazier you are, the better you will be with AI. Because you will try to get AI to do as much of the heavy lifting for you as possible so that you just have to clean things up at the very end and be like, okay, here you go. Right? And
Yeah.
I think people need to be comfortable with the fact कि आपके tax कम होंगे, non-existent नहीं होंगे. You will not get a fully prepared meal from AI, but you will get all of the ingredients in place. You
What
will also be able to get how to prepare that dish. That recipe will be there. You
does
will also be able to get कि भाई मेरे पास आधा घंटा है, what best can be done using these ingredients. It will tell you how to do that also. And that's what we're leveraging it for.
no super insights and very, very practical. If I just have to break this down, right? So in terms of workflow, आपने जो बोला कि existing workflow था, I was able to get the individual elements.
Yeah.
So in this way, अगर copywriting, design and video editing अगर हम लेते हैं, right, individually all
Hmm.
three verticals, what are some of the workflows that has worked out the best for you in each of these individual verticals?
Sure.
And what are some of the limitations as well, where you
Yeah.
tried but didn't get the response and maybe it'll take some time?
Yeah. So I think to start off with, your influencer marketing and your content strategy, the strat level can be sorted. If you're using a custom GPT, perfect. If you're even using Claude, still works, no problem. Claude actually does a lot of that much better than a chat GPT ever could. So I think chat GPT is catching up, but Claude is still hands down much better at it. Strat part is sorted there. So my 3 month, 6 month, 8 month strategy can come from there. I then have to tweak it as per my existing limitations ki my budget nahi hai, or whatever the situation is. And it also gives me a lot of insight into cultural nuances, which I may or may not possess. Like if I'm born and raised in North India, I probably don't know what the cultural nuances down south or in the east look like. It will bring those in for me, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't realize that. Strat is very simple. My workflow looks like this. I tell my influencer marketing folks, please go prep a strategy. If you want to stay execution friendly, you need to have a strategy in place. Once you've got your strategy in place, work in silos. We'll sit together and then figure out what works, what doesn't work. One is working on GPT, one is working on Claude. I am working on something else. We put heads together, and that strategy gets done in like half a day. मेरा अगला 6 महीना sorted है.
Okay.
Cut to I think design. Designers ka life has been very, very sorted because poor guys earlier they would struggle for lifestyle images. I'll tell you where it was a pain point. Food, kitchen, very easy to do. Especially like I think I said it last time also. If you work in food, life is so simple for you because ChatGPT might actually be able to make the entire creative for you. But if you work in FMCD, if you work in things that are very, very hard to visualize, that's when the real challenge happens. So for us, my designers would really struggle with finding Indian bathrooms to showcase our exhaust fans in because all of them would look like these beautiful, fancy Scandinavian washrooms. And I was like, bhai, ye nahi chalega. Thoda desi dikhana padega. And that's where ChatGPT came in, showcasing a wall fan because you don't really have a lot of wall fans in the West. Nobody's ever bothered visualizing lifestyle images that are conducive to that. And when you use a Shutterstock image that is a very non-Indian reference, it fails. I can't relate to it. As an Indian, I'm like, हाँ ठीक है बड़ा fancy है न्यूयॉर्क का कोई घर है. It's not my place. With ChatGPT, we were able to actually get very Indian-ish lifestyle images, whether it's a study table, not a desk, a study table, किसी बच्चे के घर का study table हमने उससे generate करवाया. We were able to get Indian kitchens. We were able to get Indian bathrooms in play. And that changed the game for us because we were so happy with the caliber of creatives because then they just had to put the render in, put the copy in, which my copywriter has already worked out. And that entire process reduced their TAT from 3, 4 days of searching through lifestyle images, then failing, then trying again, to I think a day. There was this one particular day where we had a sale that had been advanced and preponed. And हमको पता चला कि भाई 2 दिन में डिलीवर करने हैं 60 creatives and adapts. We turned it around in a day simply because the lifestyle images bit, which was the most time consuming of them all, got reduced significantly. I have a team of 4 designers. Even then, we were able to deliver, when 3 of them are working, 60 creatives in a day, no mean feat. So I think that tat is very, very visible there. For my editors, life is very different now because earlier they would struggle with filler footage. Ki yaar B-roll to is limited. I don't have this. We'll have to get this shot. Every time you go for a shoot, renting a studio space or even just, walking out into the street and trying to shoot, it will either take a lot of money or a lot of time. And in most cases, a single video would be on edit forever because bhai filler footage nahi hai. Cut to live post AI has been so simple because there is a certain understanding and acceptance कि हाँ कुछ कुछ चीजें AI generated हो सकती हैं आजकल content में. Earlier it used to be jarring. Now it's a fact of life. And I think viewers and people that are consuming this content also let it go. They don't hold it against you. Oh, AI use kiya hai. People are like, oh, AI is AI. People are using AI. Our job is to make AI very, very similar to real life so that the message we are trying to showcase gets delivered, even if it still has a slight AI tinge to it. Okay, I'll give you an example. हमने अपना water purifier जब launch किया था, the day we had our last session, that very day we were launching, I was here for quite a long time working with my editors, trying to get one performance reel out, because at that point of time, we did not have adequate B-roll footage. It was a new to the world product, so all my influencer content pieces that I had procured rights of usage for had not gone live till then. So it's not like I could use that for B-roll either. So what they had to do was take the master product video, which was again very, very graphic led, and juxtapose it with a lot of AI filler footage, जहाँ हम कह रहे हैं कि मॉनसून में पानी खराब हो जाता है या टैंकर का पानी जब आता है तो आपका TDS लेवल बहुत खराब हो जाता है. Now we had to showcase a tanker of water coming in, AI generated. We literally went to Mid Journey, got it generated, got it ready in like 2 minutes. Cut to getting a filler footage of saying कि क्या आप परेशान हो गए हैं हर 6 महीने में अपने फिल्टर को रिप्लेस कराने से. And we have this one slightly haggard looking housewife in a very Indian kitchen with her water का glass next to a water purifier and पानी भर रहा है उसमें. Fully AI generated sequence. I would have not been able to do that because I can't show a competitor product. I'll get into legal trouble. AI has solved my challenges so much there because now bindas I can showcase any kind of product I want as long as it's generic enough. I don't have to particularly worry about compliance or legality as long as I do a quick reverse search, reverse image search, or a circle to search saying, भाई ये किसी product जैसा दिखता तो नहीं है ना? And my life is sorted.
Oh, very,
So,
very helpful, right? Again, you're not look attempting complete video or complete image creatives, but you're figuring out कि यार ये अगर workflow है, which
yeah,
of like what part of this workflow can
absolutely.
be
I think the challenge that we've not spoken about is a lot of people think यार कॉपी तो रिप्लेस हो जाएगा कॉपीराइटर्स की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. Trust me when I tell you, copywriters will be the last to go. Because in a world where everything is AI generated, their tonality and their voice is going to be the thing that makes the most difference. I'll give you an example. We tried for the longest time to get AI to do copy for us.
Hmm.
That is every time where we failed. Copy नहीं हो पाया AI से. It's been able to do almost everything else except
Okay.
for copy. And it's not that our prompts are incorrect, and it's not that we are not trying. In fact, a lot of our prompts, instead of us telling the AI what we want or telling the custom GPT कि भाई मेरे को ये करके दे दो, we say this is what I want. Create a prompt that I can use to be able to get the output that I want. So the prompt is AI generated, and even then the result is so subpar simply because cultural nuances, copy, puns, uh, sometimes if you're a personal or sexual wellness brand, the innuendos, it will not catch on. And even when it does, your copywriter will have to sit through it and be like, यार ये नहीं चल रहा है. AI is perfect for tactical copy. Search ad copy बना दो. ठीक है भाई बना देंगे. चलेगा.
Hmm.
The minute you're trying to do long form and be creative,
Hmm.
it will not work. And we've done blind testing with our copy. This is AI generated. This is copywriter written. Copywriter wins hands down every time. And as amazing as my copywriters are, this is not talent that can't be found anywhere, right? My copywriters, I have taken from the same pool of copywriters that anybody else would be picking
Sure.
from. So it's not like it's exceptional talent. We're all very normal people. We are
Hmm.
not doing some amazing things and we're not these prodigies that other people aren't. बहुत simple लोग हैं हम. Coming from very simple backgrounds, we're just a little smart about it. Now
Oh,
my copywriters have figured out that okay, I can actually use AI to do tactical copy that is time bound, to do search ad copy,
sure.
to figure things out in quick tats. But when it comes to long form, when it comes to things that actually matter, I cannot outsource it to AI. मुझे बैठ के करना पड़ेगा.
Okay.
स्क्रिप्ट बनाना मुझे खुद ही पड़ेगा. But स्क्रिप्ट के लिए hook bank, I can get it generated. So if it generates a hook bank of say 100 hooks for
Hmm.
you, out of those 100 hooks, maybe just 25 are usable. But I still have 25 more hooks than I had before I ran that search. And that is where the game has changed for us.
Understood. No, very helpful. And in terms of design video, कहाँ पे limitations आता होगा?
I think design and video में the limitations are when people are honestly trying to get full videos done. कोई जरूरत नहीं है, आप क्यों करा रहे हो? मतलब if you have a very clear vision of what you want, coming back to it a little bit, problem ये है, people want AI to tell them what the script needs to be,
Okay.
and then AI to make the whole video.
Okay.
The process needs to be a little different where you decide what you want to showcase. Hey, this is my problem, this is my solution, and this is how I want to get to that solution. And these are my non negotiables that I want to showcase, right? Work on a script first. Please get your script in order. Only and only when your script is in order, then you start looking at what your edit style needs to be and what footage you require as per that script. यहाँ पे लोग कह रहे हैं भाई मेरे को एक वीडियो चाहिए और वो ऐसा लगना चाहिए. Okay, you focused on superficial stuff. Where's the meat? Where's the substance? And that right there is the problem. You will always find limitations in design and video when people try to do it end to end. Don't do that. You will fail. वो आपका प्रोडक्ट पकड़ेगा तो आपका बैकग्राउंड goof up कर देगा. If it figures out your background, your lifestyle image, it will play around with your product, and every time product consistency will go for a toss. For me, as of 1 month ago, AI had still not managed to figure out what my mixer grinder and what my fan looks like. It cannot replicate it. I don't know if that's changed very recently. I'll have to check with my design team. But we don't even bother. क्यों bother करना है मेरे पास render? I'll put my own product in. If I want to do a Women's Day creative, I
Hmm.
will just generate the lifestyle image. I'll put my own product in how I deem fit.
Understood. No, perfect. And if I have to just one last question from my side. अगर मुझे resource mapping या
Hmm.
capability mapping करना है, right? Say I want to plan for the next 1 year. How
Yeah.
has it changed or has it even changed? I mean, let me just keep this very open without
I
any.
think it depends on who you ask. I know it's a very MBA answer that I'm giving. It's all
Hmm.
contextual, but no, it really depends on who you ask and who you are and what you want it for. I can only give you the perspective of content and
Hmm.
how things have changed for
Sure.
me. Like I said, my tats have reduced significantly. That means I can operate with a much leaner team. So the budgets that I had initially continue to be the same. It's not like my budgets have changed. But the team that I have is still very lean. I mean, I know 12 people is not lean, but agar individual structures mein dekhen, it's still pretty lean. And the kind of content and assets and volumes that we've been able to deliver despite two people in each vertical is insane. In an ideal scenario, you would have needed previously a team of at least 15 to 18 people to do this work. We are 12 people and we are still pushing out content on a regular basis. That's not a copy paste job. Every piece is different than the other. This is not adaptations we are talking about. हम वीडियो बना रहे हैं, हम डिजाइन कर रहे हैं, स्टैटिक्स बन रहे हैं, social creatives are happening, copy is happening, whether it's tactical, whether it's long form, whether it's creative. We are figuring out influencer rosters from AI now. AI is, in fact, if you try this out, आप क्लॉड से पूछो, hey, I want to get like 15 influencers in Calcutta. Give me the influencers that work the best here. It will actually give you a roster. It still struggles in hyperlinking
Hmm.
it back to the actual account because it's Instagram and it's sort of firewalled a little bit. But the fact that it can do that is amazing to me. Creators I've never heard of, I figured out because of AI.
Okay.
Instead of having to go to multiple agencies and then dealing with their markups and then figuring out ki, you know, kitna rate rahega and then battling all of that, I at
Hmm.
least now have a starting point. So coming
Okay.
back to your question, workflow and team structure. has definitely changed because with the same team, I deliver better output now. Number
Okay.
one. Number two, will this continue changing in the future? Yes, it definitely will, because as AI evolves, we will have the requirement of different kinds of talent. I
Okay.
will not need my, for instance, if I roll out a job description for a designer, my job description would now include should be comfortable with Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, Creative Cloud, should be comfortable with Figma, should be comfortable using Midjourney and GPT to generate images. So
Okay.
Gen AI needs to be a strong point.
Sure.
बिकॉज वन डिजाइनर का जो आउटपुट था, अब उसी डिजाइनर से मैं 3 लोगों का काम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकती हूँ
Okay.
इफ दे आर गुड विद एआई and they are smart with AI. So your skill set has sort of diverged now. One is your core skill set, and previously we were like, oh, you need to have hard skills and soft skills. No, you need to have hard skills, you need to have AI skills, and then you need to have soft skills. That's where we're at.
No, fantastic.
And I think Arindam mentioned it very, very nicely in one of our meetings. He said, you know what, I'm not looking to have AI replace people, but I am looking to have AI come in as that intern जिसको तुम एकदम प्रो बोनो पे लेके आए हो और वो आपका लाइफ सॉर्ट कर रहा है. The
Okay.
things that you don't want to do, you get AI to do it. And we've been following that principle, and that's how it's working for us.
No, I remember when I was there at your office, and one of the points that came out was AI is not going to replace folks
Yeah,
who are like really good at the job. It's going to make them 10x better.
yeah.
It's not there to replace folks.
Absolutely. And that's exactly the funda that we're using here. And every single vertical is using exactly that. We've seen tremendous value add. I'm not saying it's foolproof, but I am saying that if you have a mix of AI softwares like 11 Labs for audio, like HeyGen for creating avatars, like ChatGPT or Claude for creating filler scripts or VOs or whatever, I have been in a position where I've shot with my co-founder and I have not had one particular line from him. And I actually went, got a subscription to 11 Labs, fed it his 30 minutes of voice, and got that filler line in his voice from AI. I mean, when he hears it, he's going to be upset. But the fact that I can do that and meet my deadline in terms of delivering the asset and going live on the day that I need to, it's great because he was traveling at the time. We did not have access to him. Voice notes were not working as well. 11 Labs did wonders for us.
Any learning path for someone who's maybe new to this or maybe has some sort of basic idea? Because what you are putting out is a lot of practical insights, a lot of battle tested workflows, etc.
Yeah.
But like, how do you approach the learning path? Or
I just,
let me just put it this way. So people can follow you. Maybe you are one of those person to be followed for the AI
hmm,
or marketing creative, etc. Is
hmm.
there anyone they can follow as well?
I think I have a lot of recommendations because that's how I've learned. It's not like I was born with all of this knowledge. I've just never stopped learning. I always attribute it to my imposter syndrome, and I'm like, "Bhai, मेरे को तो कुछ नहीं आता. Oh my God, what am I doing leading a team?" And that's worked very well for me because that's the hunger that will drive you to learn. If
Sure.
you want to understand how to leverage AI for video, please follow AV Video School, AEVY, the AVTV guys. They have a video editing channel and they teach you how to do video edits and they share a lot of insights, practical insights. कि आप कौन से AI tools use करो, etc.
Okay.
Apart from that, if you want, I think there are a lot of influencers such as Marketry Pro, such as the Sorted Girl that started talking about AI a while ago. Beyond that, simple suggestion. Please, once the nature of the algorithm on Instagram is such, once you like something, it will keep showing you that again and again, and variety from very, very different cohorts. I think you can just get started there. 2-4 वीडियो लाइक कर दो, एल्गो आपका खुद ही चेंज हो जाएगा. All you will get is AI insights and AI knowledge. Biggest thing is don't take it as work. The minute you start looking at it कि oh ये तो मेरा काम है, I have to do this and I have to figure it out. You don't. You have this job or whatever job you're doing or whatever company you're running. You're doing it because you can do it. You want AI so that you can do it better. And think of it as that. Just that, think of it as trying to figure out कि अच्छा ये करेंगे तो क्या होगा, if I try this feature what happens, like you're exploring a new app or a new tool. At a point of time we didn't know Microsoft Word or PPT. We just figured it out.
Yeah,
Today nobody can beat us when it comes to editing a Word doc or doing work on PPT.
correct.
And that's the same approach you have to follow with AI. You are not going to be born with it. आप आज सीखोगे, please firstly don't pay for any course, it's a scam. You do not need to do that. There is enough and more knowledge out there in the world. आप उतना ही consume कर लो ना, you're like top tier. But the problem with AI is you learn today, 6 months down the line it will be redundant.
Hmm.
So the way knowledge decays when it comes to AI is also a very real thing. Please be cognizant of that. Don't burn yourself out trying to learn. Learn one thing, apply it. If it works, great. Put more effort into it. If it doesn't, on to the next thing.
Sure.
Lots of tools, lots of things to learn, but figure out in your work stream what are the tools that are relevant to you. You don't really need to know Python to be able to do it, is all I'm saying. I don't. I've never felt the need to learn. I learned coding at one point of time because I wanted to download a video that had limited access and I was not able to download it. So I had to figure it out. Guess who helped me? My chat GPT. I was like, भाई मेरे को ये video download करना है. How do I go about it? It said, go to inspect page, do this, do that. I was like, okay, great, done. Just खेलते रहो थोड़ा थोड़ा tools में, you will figure it out. It's not hard.
Again, very practical, very fantastic. I think this was very, very helpful, like this entire recording that we did.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much for taking out time, Shirali.
I'm glad. I really hope this adds some value. These are just very personal insights from the work that we've done, and how we manage things may or may not be relevant to a lot of people. But I think let's not chase perfection and miss out on the stuff that's good enough. At least start somewhere. You'll not be perfect on day one, but आप start तो करो. आगे तो बढ़ ही जाएंगे. So
Understood. I'm just going to stop the recording. Do we have 2 more minutes?